Want to uncover the raw, unfiltered truth behind Hunter Biden's battle with addiction? Explore the depths of his journey to redemption in our latest video. Get ready to be inspired, moved, and captivated by a story of resilience and personal growth. Don't miss out on this transformative tale. Hit play now and prepare to be amazed. Hunter Biden. 1 week after his trial began on 3 criminal charges related to firearm possession, Hunter Biden was found guilty on all counts stemming from the purchase of a gun in 2018. On June 11th, the jury delivered its guilty verdict, backing the federal prosecutor's claim that the 54-year-old lied about his drug use at the time of the purchase and illegally possessed the weapon as an addicted individual. Biden has been sober since 2019. Hunter Biden has yet to be sentenced, and he left the Delaware court alongside his wife, Melissa, and First Lady Jill Biden. He faces a potential sentence of up to 25 years in prison and fines amounting to $750,000. However, numerous media outlets have noted that first-time offenders typically receive more lenient penalties. Hunter is the first child of a sitting president to be convicted of a crime. Speaking to ABC News anchor David Muir on June 6, President Joe Biden stated that he would not pardon his son if Hunter were found guilty. This conviction comes nearly a year after a proposed plea agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice fell through, which would have allowed Hunter to avoid jail time and firearm charges in exchange for pleading guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges for failing to pay his 2017 and 2018 taxes on time. Who is Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden is the surviving son of President Joe Biden. An attorney by profession, he is also the founder of the investment and consulting firm Rosemont Seneca Partners. In 2014, he was appointed to the board of the Ukrainian energy company Burisma Holdings, where he served until his term ended in April 2019. His involvement with Burisma prompted a Republican-led corruption investigation in the Senate during an election year, which ultimately cleared both him and his father of any wrongdoing. Biden's long-standing battle with addiction led to his discharge from the Navy Reserve. He is a father of 5 and is currently married to his second wife, South African filmmaker Melissa Cohen. Childhood and education. Robert Hunter Biden was born in Wilmington, Delaware on February 4, 1970, to Joe Biden and his first wife, Nelia. His older brother, Joseph Bo Biden III, was born just over a year earlier, and his sister, Naomi Amy Biden, was born nearly 2 years later, in November 1971. On December 18, 1972, Hunter was involved in a tragic car accident that claimed the lives of his mother and his 13-month-old sister. Bo was also a passenger in the vehicle that collided with a truck at an intersection. Hunter suffered a severe head injury, while Bo sustained multiple broken bones. Joe, who was in Washington at the time of the accident, chose to be sworn in for his first term as a U.S. Senator in his son's hospital room on January 5, 1973. After Bo and Hunter asked their father to remarry, Joe married his second wife, Jill Biden, in June 1977. The couple welcomed a daughter, Ashley Biden, in June 1981. Hunter graduated from the private Catholic high school Archmere Academy in Claymont, Delaware, the alma mater of his siblings and father, before enrolling at Georgetown University in 1988. To help pay for his room and board, Biden worked various odd jobs, such as parking cars at events and unloading boxes of frozen meat. He graduated with a degree in history in 1992. Despite being accepted into the creative writing program at Syracuse University, where he considered pursuing a joint master's degree in law, Hunter chose to attend Georgetown Law School. After 1 year, he transferred to Yale Law School and graduated with a law degree in 1996. Career. After graduation, Hunter worked as a Jesuit volunteer at a church in Portland, Oregon, for a year. He returned to Wilmington, Delaware, where his father appointed him as the deputy campaign manager for his Senate re-election bid, while he also worked as a lawyer at MBNA America, a bank holding company based in Delaware. His hiring at MBNA drew criticism as his father supported credit card legislation that MBNA also endorsed. After leaving his position as executive vice president at MBNA in 1998, He secured a role in the administration of President Bill Clinton as a policy director specializing in internet economy. 3 years later, the Government and Community Relations Department at St. Joseph's University hired Biden to solicit funding for one of the university's student volunteer programs at an underprivileged high school in Philadelphia. Biden worked as a lobbyist, co-founding the firm Oldicker, Biden, and Belair. Among his various ventures, Biden purchased the hedge fund Paradigm Global Advisors in 2006. After former President Barack Obama selected Joe as his running mate in 2008, Hunter terminated his lobbying registrations and also resigned from an unpaid seat on the Amtrak board. In September of that year, he launched Seneca Global Advisors, a boutique consulting firm, and following his father's election as vice president, he co-founded a second company, Rosemont Seneca Partners, in June 29. Military service. With a letter of recommendation from former military intelligence officer Greg Keeley, the Navy granted Biden an age waiver, and his father commissioned him into the Navy Reserve in a small private ceremony at the White House in May 2013. Biden was assigned to a reserve unit at Naval Station Norfolk and, after a few months, received notification that a urine sample collected on his first day of service tested positive for cocaine. Under Navy rules, a positive drug test typically results in discharge, according to The New Yorker. Hunter claimed he did not know how the drug entered his system, suggesting that a cigarette given to him by strangers outside a bar in Washington may have been laced with cocaine. Eventually choosing not to appeal the decision, Hunter was discharged on February 18, 2014, according to Navy records obtained by The New Yorker. Burisma Holdings scandal. Hunter took on a paid position on the board of Ukrainian energy company Burisma Holdings Limited in April 2014, later acknowledging that he likely landed the lucrative job because his father oversaw U.S. policy in the country at the time, according to the New York Times. His role came under intense scrutiny during the 2020 presidential elections, following Donald Trump's unfounded allegation that Joe tried to inappropriately leverage his elected position to benefit Hunter's business interests. Trump claimed that Joe demanded the dismissal of a Ukrainian prosecutor general, who he believed was investigating Hunter for corruption. Trump ended up being impeached in 2019 on charges that he violated the law by pressuring Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to unearth damaging information about the Bidens, shortly after Trump had blocked the release of military aid to Ukraine. Hunter announced his departure from Burisma's board when his term expired in April 2019. A Republican Senate investigation in September 2020 into allegations of corruption against Joe and Hunter found no evidence of improper influence or wrongdoing by the former vice president, though they believed Hunter had profited from his father's position. Laptop scandal. In October 2020, the New York Post reported that it had obtained a copy of a laptop that Biden left at a computer repair shop in Delaware and never retrieved. The newspaper claimed that the hard drive, acquired from Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, contained an email describing a meeting between Joe Biden and Burisma advisor Vadim Pozharsky. Biden denied that such a meeting had occurred, though he did not rule out the possibility of a brief and informal interaction. The veracity of the story was heavily questioned by other mainstream media outlets due to the origins of the laptop, as well as the involvement of Trump and Giuliani, with the story shortly before the 2020 presidential election. Former intelligence officials speculated that it was part of a disinformation campaign by Russian intelligence against Joe Biden, although no evidence of this emerged. In June 2021, PolitiFact reported that while the hard drive appeared to belong to Biden, nothing from the laptop revealed illegal or unethical behavior by Joe Biden as vice president in relation to his son's tenure as a Burisma board member. Department of Justice investigation and gun possession conviction. In December 2020, Biden announced that he had received a subpoena as part of a U.S. Department of Justice investigation into his taxes. The subpoena sought information on a variety of his business dealings, including those with Burisma Holdings. U.S. Attorney David Weiss, appointed by Trump, led the investigation, and President Biden's Attorney General Merrick Garland promised not to interfere. At the conclusion of a 5-year investigation, Hunter announced on June 20, 2023, that he had agreed to plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges for not paying his 2017 and 2017 and 2018 taxes on time. In doing so, he admitted to failing to pay more than $100,000 in taxes on over $1.50 million in income in 2017 and 2018, all of which he later paid. The plea deal included 2 years of probation, meaning Biden would avoid prison time. As part of the agreement, Biden also avoided charges related to the purchase of a gun in October 2018, which was illegal due to his status as a drug user. Republicans criticized the deal as a sweetheart agreement for the president's son, and Gary Shapley, a whistleblower from within the IRS, claimed that aspects of the investigation into Biden were delayed by the Department of Justice. Plea deal suspension and gun possession conviction. The plea deal was suspended in July 2023 after a federal judge expressed concerns about linking the tax plea deal to the gun possession charge. As a result of the hearing, Biden pleaded not guilty, with both parties planning to submit additional documents explaining the legal structure of the agreement. In an August 13 court filing, Biden's lawyers claimed that prosecutors had reneged on the plea deal they had previously agreed upon. A month later, Department of Justice prosecutors charged Biden with lying about drug use in connection with a 2018 gun purchase. He was convicted on 3 criminal charges: lying on a federal screening form about his drug use, lying to a gun dealer, and gun possession. In June 2024, following a 1-week trial held in Delaware, Biden is currently awaiting sentencing for these crimes, as well as a trial in September 2024 in California for failure to pay taxes. Fights against addiction. In a July 2019 profile in The New Yorker, Hunter detailed his decades-long struggle with alcohol addiction and drug abuse. He checked into the Crossroads Center Antigua for a month in September 2003, and his brother, Bo, accompanied him to his first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting upon his return. After 7 years of sobriety, he experienced his first relapse in November 2010 when he drank 3 Bloody Marys on a flight home after a business trip to Madrid. Hunter relapsed into alcohol, prescription drugs, and cocaine abuse, which he said was only exacerbated by Bo's death from brain cancer in 2015. There is addiction in every family. I was in that darkness. I was in that tunnel. It's an endless tunnel, he told The New Yorker. You don't get rid of it. You figure out how to deal with it. Addressing addiction in public. During Joe Biden's first presidential debate in September 2020, Trump highlighted Hunter's addiction issues. My son, like a lot of people you know at home, had a drug problem, the president responded. He's overcome it. He's fixed it. He's worked on it. And I'm proud of him. In April 2021, Hunter released a memoir titled Beautiful Things, in which he detailed his struggles with addiction and drug abuse, his romantic relationships, and various aspects of his personal life. The Guardian described the book as a confessional and an act of contrition, noting that Biden's narrative is largely bleak and sordid. Entertainment Weekly praised Biden's reflections on addiction as harrowing, raw, and generously honest. Transform your life today. Subscribe to our channel and uncover content that will open your mind, motivate your personal growth, and bring valuable knowledge to your day. Don't wait any longer to invest in yourself. Join us now and take the first step toward a brighter future.